Hi everybody, Rook here. Welcome to the table. Doing a Speed Duel deck profile for you, but this one is definitely a little different. A recent tournament has just started that inspired me to make this deck profile. Shout out to the guy at Speed Duel League once again, who decided to mix up the format a little bit while we're in this downtime between booster packs. He decided to open up a Highlander tournament. For those of you that don't know what a Highlander deck is, it is essentially a deck with one of each card. And so that is what I decided to build here today. So just to mix it up, this deck is in no way competitive or even casual for that matter. It's really set to compete against other Highlander decks. We're talking about one of each card. But how do you make a deck viable with one of each card? Well, I tried, and I think I have something for you today. So I'm going to break it down card by card for you. Now, in this particular tournament, the deck list has to be 25 cards exactly. So that's what I've done. I've done just that. And I played around with a few formats. I might profile those also. I played obviously Tribal Synergy, played around with Dragon Caller, where it's just one of each dragon, played around with Dinosaur Kingdom. But the one I'm going to profile for you today is zombies. I think that zombies, in my opinion, they seem to work the best in this kind of format, so I'm just going to break down the deck for you. Alright, we start with our skill. I'm using Ectoplasmic Fortification for this one. The goal of this Highlander deck is to get all the monsters out, a lot of effect zombies, normal zombies, and just trying to keep them out to build Ectoplasmic Fortification up. Eventually, the deck should be able to last long enough where I'm getting zombies out and we're at 2,000 plus attack. So let's go through the monster list. A lot of zombies here. Got double costing. Good zombie beater, 1700 attack there. We've seen dragon zombie as well, 1600 attack. Now this one has 0 defense, but hoping to get really solid attack there with dragon zombie. And armored zombie, 1500. Going in, dusting some of these off. I had to actually dig through my tins for these. We got the snake hair. This is 1500 attack. So typically the deck's like 3 double cost and 3 dragon zombie, but obviously I got to do one of each card. So keep going. What other zombies are in the Speed Duel format? Well, how about Magical Ghost? That is 1300 attack, 1400 defense. Ectoplasmic Fortification does lower the defense for each attack buff that it gains, so once per turn while a zombie's on the field, Ectoplasmic Fortification, you can put a counter on it, and for each counter, all the zombies gain 100 attack but lose 100 defense, and any battle damage you take involving the zombies are doubled, but the goal of the deck, of course, is to get Ectoplasmic Fortification completely out of control so that you don't have to worry about that. So we just said Magical Ghost, had to dig for this one too. Clown Zombie, 1350 attack, 0 defense. Got those normal zombies out of the way. Now we have Zombina. Gotta have that Zombina. 1400 attack, but it's a zombie monster, and of course the effect when it's sent to the graveyard, you can get one of those monsters back. So keeping zombies on the field is the name of the game when it comes to Ectoplasmic Fortification. Always should be bumping it up and putting counters on it every turn if you can. So there's Zombina there. Goblin Zombie, good zombie monster, 1100 attack, and if it gets destroyed, you can search for a zombie monster, which is fantastic. And then I decided to mix these in as well. We have the Decayed Commander, which is 1000 attack, but Decayed Commander, really great because if you're able to inflict a direct attack and battle damage to your opponent, you can discard a card from their hand, one of the rare discard effects that we see in the format. And of course, you know what's coming right behind it is Zombie Tiger. Zombie Tiger working very well with Decayed Commander. Decayed Commander's effect also is that when it gets on the field, you can special summon a Zombie Tiger if you have it in your hand, and Zombie Tiger can equip to Decayed Commander to boost its attack by 500, and then if it's able to destroy a monster your opponent controls, then you discard something from your opponent's hand as well. So Decayed Commander, Zombie Tiger, I'm obviously not anticipating drawing both of these at the same time in a 25 card deck with one of each card, but Zombie Tiger alone is 1400 attack, so you just normal summon that as a zombie monster with Ectoplasmic Fortification. That's a pretty strong monster. Say that you have Ectoplasmic Fortification up to like maybe 8 counts or 10 counts, and you get Decayed Commander out. That Decayed Commander's base attack now 18 to 2000. If that's doing a direct attack, if that's able to beat over monsters, you might actually be able to discard some cards from your opponent's hand, so I like that. And then last zombie I run is Vampire Lord. Vampire Lord was kind of a toss-up, 2000 attack, and it is a 5-star monster, so I have to tribute something for it. But I like Vampire Lord because if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can call out a card type, monster, spell, or trap, and your opponent has to send one of that type from their deck to the graveyard. This card is also great because if it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, the next standby phase it comes right back. So really good at keeping the zombie out on the field so you can keep bumping up Ectoplasmic Fortification. And of course, now the format has introduced a number of different card effects that can remove monsters from the field, so I think Vampire Lord's going to be there to stay. If we can keep the zombies out, we can get a tribute off for them. And then a few other monsters, not zombies, but really good, I would say, staples for a deck like this, where I'm looking at one of each card. We have a Gentlemander to deflect attacks. Special summon that, and takes over the attack, saves a zombie for you. We have Sphere Karibo, drop that to the graveyard, and you will be able to deflect attack as well, put that monster in defense mode, and a Man-Eater Bug. Good flip effect there. course. Man-Eater Bug or Gale Lizard, I mean either one, but I like Man-Eater Bug, want to destroy that, send it to the grave, especially because I am running Book of Life in this deck, so I need monsters in the graveyard so I can use Book of Life. Alright, so those are all the monsters. Moving on to spells. We got a Night Beam, of course. Need that one Night Beam. Let's get as much magic removal as we can. Can only have one Night Beam, one Dust Tornado here. Book of Life. Book of Life really good. Got a lot of zombies here. I can res one from the grave and banish one monster in my opponent's graveyard. So Book of Life's really good. I can get Zombina. I might see Zombina potentially twice in this deck if I get Book of Life to cooperate with me. And Half Shot. Half Shot's really good. It keeps the zombie alive. You might take some damage for it, but it's good to keep monsters out on the field. You can also Half Shot your opponent and reduce their attack by half. They won't die, but maybe you need that life point damage for the win. And last spell is a Heat Wave. At the start of your main phase 1, either player can normal or special summon effect monsters. That's really good because a lot of these monsters are normal monsters. We're looking at Armored Zombie, Snake Hare, Magical Ghost, Clown Zombie, Dragon Zombie. So my thought process was that that's enough to justify a Heat Wave in the deck. So there's Heat Wave for you. And then traps, we got really the Hall of Fame when it comes to traps. I'm using one of each good one. Windstorm of Itaqua, put those monsters in defense mode. Kunai with Chain. A couple effects there, can equip for 500 attack bonus in the damage step if you want to do that, or you can apply both effects. That'll change a monster to defense mode and deflect an attack, keep those zombies out, so I can keep bumping up Ectoplasmic Fortification or potentially Tribute for the Vampire Lord. Interdimensional Matter Transporter is a good one. If I want to save a zombie from being annihilated, I might take some direct life point damage for that, but at least the zombie comes back so I can continue to build my Ectoplasmic Fortification, so I use one of those. Security Orb is great because it will deflect an attack as well, and also if it gets destroyed, you can destroy a monster on the field, so really good for shutting down your opponent. Adhesion Trap Hole, I like running that in case your opponent is able to get a boss monster out and you might have this face down, or even if they summon something like a Blade Knight, you can flip it, halves their attack upon summon, so that's really good. Dust Tornado, get that magic removal. And Metal Morph is the last card. This is the 25th card. Metal Morph, another good equip card. You don't see Metal Morph too often, but it's a pretty good tech. Flips and gives a monster you control 300 attack and defense. So similar effect to Kunai without flipping to defense, and it was only 300, but it still can be a little bit of a shocker if your opponent's trying to declare an attack. And then, of course, if you're attacking with Metal Morph equipped, you are doing some extra damage there as life point damage. You're taking half of your opponent's monster's attack and adding it to you. So that is the 25 card Zombie Highlander deck. I am literally only using this in this tournament that's coming up, but I thought, I had so much fun building it, and it really invoked a lot of thought and made me kind of dig through some old cards in the format, so I really like that, and definitely felt like a good change. So it's nice seeing all these cards out here. I mean, also they're all sleeved differently because I pulled some from a lot of different decks, but it's fun to see the gang all here, so I hope you guys liked this, and you will see me using this in the Highlander tournament hosted by Speed Duel League. So big thanks to him for hosting that. Definitely a good shake-up for the Speed Duel format as we wait for the next booster set to come out next month, but I think I'm going to have some fun with this. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!